said, we're going to hear talk number 4. The same speaker, because this is like an urgent one para to have this very important household leaders training, especially nga doon sa mga new leaders kagaya ni Bro Ronnie and sis Benny, Bro Chris, and sis Ima. And for us, kahit na we are been in the community, it's still a learning process. So it's good to be reminded, di ba? It's like a GPS. Kung mawala yung signal ng GPS, of course, the driver will get lost. Pagka magkaroon naman ng signal or like reception, then it will back on track. So, without further ado, our talk number 4, still Bro Boyet.
Hey, I'm back. Okay, so let's proceed to talk number 4. So, share ko lang itong ibang slide na naman. Okay. There you go. So, okay. So, yeah. So, our talk number 4 is about building a relationship with your members. So, of course, because these are your members, you've been stuck with them for a long time. You need to build a relationship with them. Okay? So, your role as a household leader. So, as a household leader is to reach out to your members and help move them on in the relationship with the Lord and as a brethren of CFC. So, what does it entail? What does it involve? It involves continuing evangelization. So, kahit na nandyan na sila sa CFC, being new members, you still need to evangelize them because they are still new. Yung iba talaga, most of them, they don't even have a community ever joined any community before. So you need to understand that they are still new in the community and this formation. So they still need continuing evangelization. And it is all based on a personal caring relationship. So you have been there as a household leader. God has put you there to take care of their pastoral needs and to be their personal carer. So yun yung role mo as a household leader. So, being a household leader involves the exercise of what we call evangelistic headship. So, anong ibig sabihin ng evangelistic headship? So, it has something to do with being a leader and at the same time as an evangelizer. Kaya nga sinabi sa kanya, sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, we are still having this continued evangelization for our household members. So, being a leader, being an evangelistic headship, yung ano natin sa kanila is totally different from being a leader outside the community. So yung outside the community, we can be supervisors in our workplace. We can be managers. It's a totally different thing. Okay? Isa pa dito, hindi naman tayo binayaran, di ba? We don't actually gain, sabi ni Brother Benji, any personal gain or financial gain from this role. Wala, hindi tayo binabayaran dito. Pero, our lives, the lives of our members, their spiritual growth depends on you. That's how important your role is as an evangelistic leader. So, what are the elements of evangelistic headship? So, the elements are gentleness. So you have to be gentle to them. Ab- Avoid being too hard on the members' shortcomings. Of course, being new to the community, they have some shortcomings. They might be not responding to texts. So you have to keep on reminding them that, okay, if if you, for example, if you are going to arrange for a household meeting and no one is replying to you, don't feel bad, because you need to be flexible. It could be that there are some untoward incident in their house. It could be that the boss suddenly get him to do the to be at the workplace on that very short instant. But still, you need to follow up them. Okay, bro, I have sent an invite, and then could you please so give them a call if they are not responding. You have to be very flexible, even if you have already agreed it in your household that all the invites of a household meeting will be done in Messenger. You still need to give them a call if ever they don't respond. Be flexible. Don't be too harsh on their shortcomings. Be like a nursing mother. So a nursing mother is a loving mother and a gentle mother. But then you have to be firm if there is a need. Because even a mother corrects. Di ba? Minsan nga sa atin, maliliit pa tayo, pag ano tayo, bigla tayong nawala, halimbawa. And then, tawag ng tawag yung nanay natin sa atin. Tapos hindi tayo magilang. Dahil nga nasa, ano ka, naglaro ka ng basketball doon, malayo. So, when you come home, you know that your mother will do some things to you. Di ba? So, papaluin ka ng walis, yung ganyan. It is a form of correction. I don't encourage that actually, but you know, when we grew up in our time, our mother normally imposed us those kind of discipline. So that correction and that being firm in your, uh, you know, in your decisions, being a leader is also needed, because a gentle and a loving mother could even correct. So personal concern. So personal concern. It is not just a functional relationship. You need to be friends and know their interest as well. Because, you know, being in a functional or in a functional household doesn't need to be, you know, to be too, uh, yung ano ba, yung mga requirements doesn't need to be very strict. All you need to do is just to be friends with them. Learn their interest. You have to have a genuine desire of finding out what are their interests, what are their lives, how do they treat their children. So take an interest on their interests. Okay, like for example, oh, this brother is interested in fishing. I haven't done fishing for a long time, and I don't really think that I would be having time for that. But since they are, most of them likes fishing, you have to learn. You have to learn that what are the, you don't really have to join them if you don't want to, but you need to talk to them about fishing if if needed. Okay, because you want to learn to be interested in their interests. That's the technique on how you get along with them. And then ask about their children, their anniversaries, you know, their personal problems, their work, and how their work's been, how's their boss, how the boss is treating them. Yeah. And keep even keep a journal so you can keep track. Hey bro, how was the position that you have applied, the one that you talked to me about before? How is it going? Or is there any update on that one? Or just to show that you are concerned on their life. Okay. Behind it all is setting your heart on them to love them. This is actually, brothers and sisters, on how you gain trust from them. So if you were able to do this, be close to them, being genuinely concerned to them, that's how they open up themselves to you. That's how they put their trust in you, brothers and sisters. Because let them know that you desire to serve them. As you all know, we are part of one body. We share a common life with our household. So state your commitment to them and communicate your desire to serve them. Let them know, bro, I want to serve you. Because that's how you show your love to them. Make clear the relationship in one of the brotherhood, in one of the brotherhood and service to them. So that's how you show your concern. And this is just concern, not just a concern, genuine concern, brothers and sisters. And then the third one is diligence and perseverance. So, like what I've said, always reach out to them. I know that you might find it like before when you were household members. Sometimes people are, over too reaching. Like some of them find it annoying. Like, why are you asking me that? But I know, brothers and sisters, you will never read someone else's mind. But if you are being diligent and perseverance, there's diligence and perseverance in the way you act towards them. That means you are consistent. And they will find it out that your feeling is actually genuine. So always be reaching out. It's a battle to change people, brothers and sisters. And it not just happen easily. So gaining trust is an ongoing thing. And it's not easy. It's not done overnight. Exercise pastoral patience. Okay? Exercise pastoral patience. Be open and available. Okay, ito na. So, like what I've said, for the unit heads, they are always there for you. You can call them anytime. But for us, being household leaders, we are always there as well. Always there for our members. Let them have access to you. Let them have access to you. But it doesn't mean that they can call you anytime or even in a very, unreasonable way. Like, for example, teach them not to be, teach them to be reasonable in seeking you out. So just put value. Like if it's not, if it's in the middle of the night, I don't think it's reasonable. Except if there is really, really a real emergency. You can be open and be available to them, but there should be some limits as well. And the third one is to meet outside regular meetings. I know you've already done this before in your regular households, but this is also being encouraged only when the opportunity presents itself. Or if not, you can make your opportunities. So visit them at at their homes, or sometimes if the brother's work is just there across the road, visit them at his work. Or you can have family time together, like recreation, you can go bowling, you can arrange for fishing, for example, or anything outside of the regular household meetings. You can do that, brothers and sisters. That's how you reach out to them. And the fourth one is integrity. What do you mean by integrity? Integrity is that you as a person is being identified as the one who is beyond reproach. So, ikaw yung tao na may paninindigan, may integrity ka. Yeah? It is not just a question of not sinning, no? Not sinning. It's not the integrity that counts, but not doing anything that can subject you to criticism. Na hindi ka pwedeng i-ano na, itong ano ko, i-criticize ba? So, yun yung ano mo, brothers and sisters, na being a household leader, there are other people under you is looking up to you as a role model. So you must have that kind of integrity. So you don't do like what Rosessa has been discussing at earlier. Like for example, borrowing money from your members. It's very, we don't do that. Or lording it over them. Or if you have some resentment on how the CFC runs some programs, if you have some resentments on the CFC hierarchy, you don't discuss it with them, especially during households. That's the integrity that you are expected to have being a household leader. The fifth one is encouragement. So encouragement, be like a father to his children. So he's got children. I know that some of us, oh, this kid is so, uncontrollable. He cannot be, and I hate this. I hate this kid. I hate this. No, brothers and sisters, their children is your children as well. So be like a father to them. Provide encouragement, comfort, and support. If ever they have some difficulties on controlling their children, encourage them, comfort them, and even support them. Also, help them to know themselves. So it is your role to help them realize what they really are. Say helpful things about difficulties. Give them insights on why they do things that they do. Maybe there's some, you can help them. If there are some issues that they want to address among themselves, that might help them. Observe and notice them on how they pray, on how they behave in meetings. So, brothers and sisters, actually, if you want to be a successful leader, you need to walk with them. You need to walk beside them. Live their life. Don't be, don't be like an unreachable, individual. Be with them, live with them, and even walk with them. There are all actually I have seen this before. There is a Chinese philosopher before, Lao Tzu. So he said that there are 4 kinds of leaders. That's what he was saying. So the best leader is the one that people do not notice in their existence. So this is what the kind of leader we want. So the members didn't even notice that he exists. These are the people, the best leaders, brothers and sisters. And the next best one is the people that is being honored and praised. So those kind of leaders. And the next kind of leader is people fear. So actually the members follow them out of fear. And the worst leader is what the people hate. Those are those kind of leaders, the worst kind of leaders. And we want to be the best leader. And we want to be those leaders that people do not notice their existence. And they will just say, we did it ourselves. So they don't say that, we did it because of our leader. We did it ourselves. And if you can do that, you can be a great leader. And brothers and sisters, as we continue, we have to keep in touch with the concerns. So that's a third one. Keep in touch with their concerns. Whatever other concerns, you have to be genuinely concerned. You have to communicate to them that you are aware of this. You have to let them know that you are keeping track on that you are not just concerned about what you want them to do, but also about the concerns. That's why we want to meet them outside of our regular household meetings. We want to keep in touch with them, even if it's not something to do with the household, even if it has not something to do with the task that being assigned to us. Like for example, because we are too focused on our CFC roles, being a household leader, and everything that we discuss with our brothers and sisters, especially our household members, all has something to do with household meetings, like CPAs, teachings. No, we have to discuss them or talk to them about stuff that concern not only the household. That's how we keep in touch with them. And then be able to laugh and cry with them. So be there in their triumphs, be there in their victories, and be there when they mourn, and be there in their sorrows, and empathize with them. That's genuine empathy I was talking about. Genuine empathy. Be them. Be there with them. And what are the effects of evangelistic headship? So, effects. So the desired response from the members. So these are the effects we're talking about. So the response of our members would be, if you have fully understood and fully implemented the evangelistic headship, being a household leader, you will have love from them. And then this is the call of every Christian. We are to love one another as brothers and sisters. After all, this is what CFC is all about. This is what our CLP, everything the household is all about. It is all about love. Not only love for our brethren, for our brothers and sisters, but above all, God, our love for God. So this is a call for every Christian. Love one another. But the caring relationship strengthens or reinforces the members' love for their leaders. So that's how we gain love from our members. Genuine caring relationship that will reinforce brothers and sisters. And then the second one that is confidence. Okay? This frees them to give themselves over to you, to your headship, because they have trusted you, because they know you are genuine, and because they know that you are looking after them, not just their spiritual needs, but also their personal lives, their problems. You are concerned on how they are doing genuinely. It frees them to give themselves over to you, teacher. They will follow you. Believe me, brothers and sisters, they will follow you because of this. And then it opens them to receive advice and wisdom from you, because they have respected you, because they know you are your integrity, you have the integrity, they know you are genuine. They will soon open up to receive advice. Whatever you advise for them, they will reconsider it, they will consider it. So that's the confidence that you will have from them. And as you feel more confidence from your members, it also frees you to be more open and share your wisdom and insights you yourself have learned. So that's a symbiotic relationship. Whatever they have gained from you, or whatever you have gained from them, or from wherever you get it from your teachings outside your household, it frees you, and you will be more open to share it with them. And when during the discussions, like for example, you have, oh, this is what I've learned from this. This is what I've learned. You became very open to them because of that. And then respect. This is very important. This is how we gain respect. So It is not enough to be loved, brothers and sisters. You need to be respected as well. If you are to be an effective in helping them to change, you need to be respected. Okay. So how do you earn respect? Show them. Show them that you respect them. So that's the first thing and foremost. You need to respect them. Don't put them down. Listen carefully to them. You just because you're a leader, you don't do the talking all the time. You also need to listen from them. Okay? Be forward and honest. Wala nang yung no sugarcoating. Be honest. Huh? Don't beat around the bush. Go straight to the point. Wala nang paligoy-ligoy. Let them know what your mind really is. Be open to them. Give them a fair and honest evaluation. If you think that this brother is not, is actually doing something that is not according to God's will, or to what other people like inside, or a CFC is being required for a member, then go straight to them. But don't put him in the spotlight whenever you have an household. You can talk to him in person, but you have to let them know what really is your mind. No other way of doing it. Okay? Give them a fair and honest valuation. So be able to be firm when something needs to change. So if he really needs to change, you have to tell them straight. So be willing to take a stand. And even though sometimes you can make concessions. So if ever it is not really possible for him to do the other things that you want him to do, be prepared to do concessions. Okay, ganito na lang, brother. If you really cannot do like this one, then maybe we can do this, because this is really for the good, if for your own good, not only for your own good, but for the good of your family and the household. So you have to make concessions. You don't just give out love, advice, etc., but you also need to correct and admonish when necessary. So be prepared to do that. Be prepared to point out what needs to be changed in him, and be prepared to do some corrections and admonish him if it's really necessary. So this is really tough, but you need to do this, brothers and sisters, because otherwise they would lose respect to you if you don't do this. And then, ito yung pinaka-importante. Oh. Then, don't be a know-it-all type of leader. You know what's know-it-all? So, these are the type of person that doesn't listen. They are always be in the spotlight. They're always the people that knows everything, from a very small thing, even bringing up the families, even up theology, even everything in science, you name it, they know it. That's at least that's what they want you to believe, that they know everything. But it's not really the case. So there are really people like this. And being a leader, we just don't do this. You don't know everything. Bear it in mind, brothers and sisters. And you cannot solve all problems. Be willing to say, sorry, brothers, sorry, sister, I don't know. Don't bluff. So, if you bluff, it will boomerang in you and end up with even less credibility. So if that happens, they will lose respect to you. They will know, oh, he's just bluffing. This guy is a fake. This guy is a fake, and I don't trust him anymore. So be careful of that. If you don't know, just tell them the truth. Not sorry, I don't know that. No. So if the above desired response from members happens, then the result So this is the result that we want to achieve. If that happens, brothers and sisters, the result is that they become more open, the word of God through you, because they believe in you, they respected you, and they have trusted you. So they become more open to the word of God through you. That will make your job very easy. Okay? Because you have gained their trust. You have gained their respect. Okay? And they become more open to the work of the Holy Spirit. Why? Because you have planted them into them. You have planted this kind of values into them. And they have freely accepted it because they believe it, because they have trusted you. Okay? So for the conclusion, we have it is a privilege to guide new CFC members. It is really actually a privilege because these are new members. And if it's privilege for CFC in the new life in the Lord. So take this responsibility, brothers and sisters, very seriously. After all, it is all God's work. There's no half-heartedness in doing God's work. We have to be fully responsive to this because God has given us this role. It's not Brother Boyet or it's not Bruce Hedrick who's giving you this, Bruce Cesar. No, it's God. And put your faith in Jesus. Remember, this is God's work. You have accepted God's work. So you are expected to receive the power from Him to do all this kind of stuff. Because it's not easy. It is only through God's grace that you can do all these things. And people grow in confidence as they see you grow in holiness and in Christian character. Brothers and sisters, you need to grow yourself. Be an example and a model to others. That's how it works. That's how we gain trust from them. They must know that you can take them as far as God has taken you. Okay? They can be household leaders. They have to know that they can be leaders. They can be leaders like you and be able to see. Be confident with this, to say to them, imitate me, follow me, imitate me as I imitate Christ. So, this kind of leadership that we have in the CFC, it is totally different from all those leadership roles that we know at work, at any leadership trainings. It is very different, believe me. Because long time ago, I remember there is an impression, the one that have those people have taught us before, that impression that a leader needs to be tough. That's the first impression of a leader I know before. So you have to be strict. You have to show your members that you are the boss. That's the leader that has been taught to us. That you are superior, both intellect and physical attributes. That's why most of the old school leaders, I call it old school leaders, because these are not the leaders that we want to be. Those old school leaders or managers. So they pretend to be tough. They pretend to be all-knowing because they don't want their members to know their weakness. That's why. Otherwise, the members will smell blood. When they smell blood, just like the shark, when they smell blood, they attack. So they don't want the members to smell blood and attack them, or they will not respect them. That's their fear. That's why they need to be tough. They need to be a bully sometimes. That's not the kind of leader we are expected to be. They always base their leadership in authority. Always has something to do with authority. That's why they are leaders, because of an authority. It is true, especially for the leaders with low self-esteem. Yung mga leaders ba na walang tiwala sa sarili nila. They are this kind of leaders, brothers and sisters. Those who want to prove something. Those leaders who want to prove something to the people around them, that they are bigger than what they say he is. That's what they want to prove. And they are dominant. They want to be considered as the alpha male or the alpha female. In the animal kingdom, that's how they go. Yeah. This is the kind of leadership that leads to frustrations and failures. This all leads to failures. This is not the kind of an effective leader. Now, CFC leaders are different. CFC leaders are not like this, brothers and sisters. We base our leadership on evangelistic headship. That's what I was talking about before. Servant leadership is easy for people with high self-esteem. So the previous one I have discussed, those are the peoples with low self-esteem. But CFC leaders have high self-esteem. We are the people who have no problem giving credit to others. Wala sa atin yan. Whose credit is that? No, I don't care. We have no problem of giving credit to others. We have no problem listening to other people for ideas. It's not a problem for us. Okay, what's your idea for this? We can always ask ideas from them because we listen. Okay? And these are the kind of leaders, CFC leaders, that we have no problem building other people up. We build our members up. We even want them to step up together with us. That's the kind of leadership, CFC leadership we are looking at. So remember this, brothers and sisters. This is the key to successful leadership. To say, influence. So the leadership that we're looking at is through influence, by the way. And it is not through authority. We influence our members because our members believe in us. And it is not by our authority that we build them up and let them follow the teachings that we have given them and the teachings. And it is through love, brothers and sisters. That's why they follow us. It is not through our authority. Not through our authority, brothers and sisters. And with this, may God be praised.